Great. We're about to do a 1980 Topps basketball personal pack. This is Jeff G's pack. Good luck, Jeff. I have some other fun things to show off behind me here. I can't forget. You know, I've never listed NASCAR on the site, but I know that Dale Earnhardt from 88 Max is tough. We were talking about it last week. For those racing experts out there, let me know if that Dale Earnhardt rookie is only possible out of a factory set, or do they make boxes of it? Meaning, Luke, can we do a break? Because I would love to do that. It'd be fun to get one in. I agree. It's pack number 61. You know, I think my sentiments will change, Lou, after I attend a live event. That's what my buddy told me, who's a really big NASCAR fan. But I've never been to one. Okay. Sure. I do want to go to the Kentucky Derby, actually, much more so than the... I just think it seems like so much fun. So there you go, Hall of Famer, Nate Archibald. Oh, wow. Yeah, so they're really utilizing technology to the fullest advantage of it. That's great. Yeah, seems like a lot of folks watching the PSA show today, Lou. That's great. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I'm you know what's crazy to me is that you realize they're now finally, and I understand it's not sweeping the NBA yet, but for example, in the NBA, like the Celtics have, you know, advertising in their jerseys. Lou, they're already talking during the game. Why would they not share that with the public and charge for that is beyond me. It'll be here sooner rather than later, I guarantee it. Oh, wow. So Jamie just said, go to Talladega. I mean, believe me, I got to tell you, I would love if my new job, you know, on top of my two other jobs, of course, just collecting vintage breaks. My wife always jokes with me at home. You know, you should start another business. You have a lot of free time in your hands. I like to travel around with, you know, the utmost respect. I loved Anthony Bourdain's show, and I still do, on CNN. But how fun would that be to travel around professionally to sporting events, to museums having to do with sports, to collectors' homes, meaning all having to do not just with collectibles, but really just sports in general. I think would be a lot of fun. It's not done, you know, today. It would be. Here we go. We're now going to sleeve this up as PSA, we found out, does grade these. Sam, I might need an extra card saver if you don't mind.
Does it need number?
Nope.
Here you go.
Look at that. Great. This is 1980 Topps Basketball pack number 61 that we've opened. I met Bobby Jones. Pretty cool guy. Yep, Chris Ford, former Celtic coach. Oh, I don't think that many, but then again, I think maybe I've taken it for granted over the years. Yeah, I would say, I guess a bunch of people I've met. I don't know, maybe a few dozen. There we go. This is a nice Hall of Fame pack. So no big, you know, Bird Magic cards yet, or separate Bird Magic cards, but really some great Hall of Fame power. Got the Chief right there with Moses, who we lost, I guess, in the last year and a half or so. Yeah. Wes Unseld, who's a Hall of Famer. Here we go. This is a nice card. Wow, it's a really nice card. I don't think he's going to be traded before the deadline. I think that the Pelicans are going to hold out hope. I think that unless they get, and the Celtics unfortunately cannot hit, and I would love, of course, if they did that, they cannot hit the Pelicans with the right deal right now. And so I think that, I feel like the Pelicans, even if they got offered the right deal or a good deal from the Lakers, and I've heard they have got offered a good deal, I think they want to see what the Celtics can potentially offer or someone else can offer in the offseason. Jabbar? Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a little crazy that you get to play professional hoops for a living. You make all that money, and then you could literally wake up one morning, scratch your head, right? You know, instead of having a bagel, you have a donut. You come into work and you say, listen, Mr. Pelican's organization, Mrs. Pelican's organization, I got to tell you, I'm not feeling it anymore. And they're looking at you like, wait, I'm sorry. And don't be wrong, I love AD. I think he's a great player. I would love if he's on the Celts. You know, I like the Knicks a little bit less. I grew up a Celtics fan, but if he ended up a Knick, I'd still be happy. So it's not as if I can't separate. But Jesus, criminy. I mean, guys, like it's really hard to empathize with you. You know, like I get you haven't won, but you understand, Lou, every year only one team wins the title. So yeah, you know, you're not competitive right now. Me. Yeah, it's I love the way you put that. I mean, but it's a little crazy. You know, people are talking about, and believe me, I could talk Jordan LeBron debate all day long because I grew up at an age with Jordan where I remember still a lot of it. And I don't hate LeBron. You know, I respect him. I think he's a great player and enjoy watching him. And did Michael Jordan try to influence management and try to get certain players that would help his team? Sure. But he didn't do it publicly. He didn't do it, you know, in such a way that it felt, at least to me, the way it does today. But then again, Michael Jordan wasn't around in the age of social media where everything was everyone's business. No. Sure, sure. Fair enough. But I mean, like, how true is that, really? You know, Jim Chu, our good buddy up in the Boston area, just mentioned this happens to be one of my favorite cards from the set. So the Roger Clemens Desert Shield card. So obviously, you know, not the Molitor, but the Clemens with the little shield. He's standing in front of the Green Monster. I encourage you, Lou, Google it later. You don't even have to Google the Desert Shield card because it's the same as the tops. It's one of the most attractive cards in the set. And I was thinking on the way in today because I wanted to consider what we talk about in the show. That the Desert Shield set was produced in the year, you know, 1991. There's just so many Hall of Famers. Think about it. Nolan Ryan still has a card, right? You know, he was on the way out. I think he had a card in 92, maybe 93 he was gone. No, 93 had a finals card. But there's just so many folks that were gorgeous card. Yeah, no, if you're a Clemens fan, that's a must-have for the collection. Oh, so this is interesting. So Logan just said about the Dale. I'm sorry, Lou, what'd you say? Yeah, yeah. So Logan was saying about the 1988 Max Dale Earnhardt that he says it was distributed later, first released as a redemption of the 94 Max Medallion. See, I'm not suggesting that you're not right. I just don't know. That's, you know, Tim, that's a good point, all kidding aside. So, you know, things are fairly dire in Venezuela, and they would trade their cards for food. I mean, it's really, it's a travesty what's happening over there, and you know it's I feel for those folks, and I hope things turn around as soon as possible. Okay, so that was 1980 Topps Basketball Pack number 61. We're going to shut off local recording. We do have a treat coming up. We have a 1960